Compton crazy mother named Ice Cube. From the gang called Fellers with Attitudes. When I'm called off, I got a soda. Squeeze the trigger and bodies are hauled off. You too, boy, if you with me. The police are gonna have to come and get me off your ass. That's how I'm going out. For the pulp mother, it's going out.
Welcome to Shabby Geeks. Tonight I've got the lovely Circum, the lovely Des, and the lovely Keith. How are you, boys?
Good.
Very well, thank you. On this Wednesday evening.
On this Wednesday, we are gathered here tonight, Simon, for Keith's Playmobil story part 2. The second part. Yeah, so it's like the sequel, but not like those sequels. It's like, this is going to be a good sequel. Do you know what I mean? So I can't wait to do this because I was really enjoying it. First of all, can I just say thank you to Adam and Jesse for Monday. That was brilliant. I never knew anything about Micro Machines, and the way those two lads came across and held themselves, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. But tonight, kids, we're talking about Playmobil. So I'm going to do the same thing as I did with Adam and Jesse. I'm going to put this up. So it says Playmobil is a German line of toys. Now, I never knew it was. I remember a couple of years back, I always thought the same people that made Lego made Playmobil. I always had under that thing. Do you know what I mean? Because Playmobil would make something, or Lego make something, then Playmobil would do the same thing. Do you know? Not necessarily the franchises, but like with hospitals and planes or whatever. And it says it's a signature Playmobil toy. It's 7.5 centimeters tall, human figure with a smiling face, a wide range of accessories, building and vehicles, as well as many sorts of animals, are also part of the Playmobil line. It started in 1974, so it's 51 years old.
Yeah.
Playmobil.
It did, yeah.
So
the guy that was given the job of designing the first Playmobil figures.
Yeah.
And I can't. Oh, there you go. It says there, Hans Beck. Thank you. That I was going to say. I can't remember his name.
I'm a professional. See?
He was. They started development in 1972. They went live as a company in 1974. And he was, I've probably told you this before on one of the other live streams that I've done, but he was given, he was told to go and make this toy that kids would play with, this toy and with a vehicle line. And what he did was he went into kindergartens and said to the children, draw me a smiley face, a human smiley face. And so, of course, children of that age, 5, 6, 2 big eyes and a big smiley face.
Yeah.
And that was the Playmobil figure. And that was it.
Do you remember the first time you ever got into it? Do you remember, Des Keith? Because my first experience with Playmobil was my cousins had a hospital set when we were kids. Everyone knows that story.
Yeah.
But my personal first one was that DeLorean. So it was an adult for me by the time I got into it. But do you remember your first Playmobil sets and what you got? I'll start with you, Keith.
My first Playmobil set I had, because I've collected police memorabilia for a long time, and I had a couple of the old 1974 British Bobby figures in my collection. But then, as I said on episode 1, my first Playmobil vehicle, my first Playmobil toy, when Kat bought me that police van one Christmas. That I turned into the right van. So. I remember them as a kid, and I'll tell you where I first saw them. It was on the Isle of Wight. I was on holiday with my mum and my dad and my sister, and I would only have been a kid, an infant, sort of 8 or 9, and it was in the club of an evening while the adults are all playing bingo. The kids are in their sort of children's area, And over in the corner, there was a load of Playmobil, and there was a big Playmobil fire engine, and I couldn't get anywhere near it because all the kids were just monopolising it,
right?
All the other kids, and that's the first time I've seen Playmobil. So I knew it was about, but I never had any, because I had Action Man. I never had any Playmobil toys as a kid at all.
So do you remember it when we were kids? Do you remember having it?
Yeah,
I don't think I ever had it.
Like you, I remember mostly Cara and Shauna were the ones that had the big collections of Playmobil and the farm sets and all that. But I also remember being a kid that Playmobil was like, so we were talking about the other day in the chat when I said our library sold Playmobil. Well, so did our chemist, and so did that. It was always like available in the dentist or somewhere. Like Playmobil was just one of them sets that was just everywhere. You could pick it up from anywhere. But again, I think because of my love of Lego, I never really got down the Playmobil route until like the rest of us mostly, where they started to go back into the 80s franchises, and then I jumped on. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Des, what about you, pal?
I had some of the police. I remember having a police boat because it was like, oh, now this in the bath, but it was like you put that in the bath and there was no room for anyone else. So I remember having that, and the is it the Confederates? Not the Confederates. Well, who were the American Civil War? The
Confederacy.
The blues,
yeah. I had some of those, and I had, and my brother had the knights with the silver sort of bodies and the coloured arms and legs.
Yeah. I'm just all for the thing is as well, Des. I can't compare it with Lego. Sam made a point before where he said that you preferred Lego over this, but I don't think it's a competition. Do you, Zach? I think they are completely different things, aren't they? Lego.
I think for the both sets, the biggest rivals to each other are each other. That's what I would say. One set comes with so many pieces, another set comes with so many pieces. Yeah. But also, I just think it's like Lego. It's highly valued. It's good stuff. It lasts a long time. It's unbreakable. Kids can play with it for centuries. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I think. That's what gives it the sense that it's got. Yeah, that sort of thing.
Question for Keith: have you been buying Happy Meals? Happy Meals. I have. If you know, I actually do know because I've got a source down there. Des is a professional like Shabby. He knows what he's doing, so we'll show pictures. If you don't know, Keith,
what toys are they? What am I missing?
Well, what we'll do is, exactly. Our Des has already been out researching, leaning on stuff, and then what he'll do is, I'll show you the pictures of it. It's awesome. Hey, Rob, nice to see you. So everyone say Hans Beck is what my wife shouts at me every night.
Hans Beck.
G4 says first time I ever saw Playmobil was at the doctor's office as a kid. Like what you just said, Si. Cowboys.
It was always like that everywhere, like that. If you was waiting anywhere, like. There was always Playmobil in a bucket to play with or on a table. Do you know what I mean? And it's not really changed much over the years, has it really either? When I look at the old designer Playmobil to today, I think the source is still there, isn't it? I mean, obviously they've modernized it and the plastic's modern and stuff, but the core design's still there, isn't it?
I think it is. I think the biggest. I mean, they've relatively changed. I've got some pictures of some vintage I've got that Damon sent in, and so obviously some of the new ones. But I think they've done because Lego completely changed when they first started theirs. Their figures don't look anything like minifigures now, do they? But Playmobil, they kind of do. I've got some Playmobil figures from the 70s side, and they've more or less got the same type. You can tell they're older, but they've got that same type of look. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
But the biggest thing for me, fellas, was all the accessories and intricacies that come with it. And so I love anything like that. Do you know what I mean? That they throw they don't just give you a car and anything. They give you the car and the jack and the extra wheels and extra. You know what I mean? They go all out for it. Playmobil was very expensive. Was it expensive? Playmobil.
Yeah, it was. I suppose it was.
My mum and dad were buying it, so I can't really remember. To be honest,
exactly.
It doesn't seem to be expensive nowadays, does it? Do you know when I think that I went into Smith's and I bought that 18 van, 4 figures, 18 van, loads of accessories, £20.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like it's not. I think it's value for money, a lot of times.
Jonathan says he remembers getting Playmobil free figure with comics or magazines, and Cowboy, I think, but it was the only one I had. It's so I've said it before. So if you haven't seen Keith's Playmobil story part 1, it's really good. Watch it; it's awesome. But I'd said the same thing that over in the States, it's rare as hen's teeth to find Playmobil anywhere. For me to find that DeLorean car in Walmart, that's the first time I've ever seen Playmobil in Walmart. So whereas you go to your Smith's lads and you've got rows and rows of it, I have to go to like Barnes and Nobles, which is a bookstore, like Waterstones, if you will. Do you see what I mean? And then they sell it really, really expensive. And So the only place I've ever got my like the Back to the Future stuff I got was off Amazon. Amazon had it all, and I bought the rest of it.
Can you get it off Amazon?
Amazon's the only place. I wanted to finish off the Asterix ones, and you and Scuba had sent me one, which was awesome of you. But over here, them Asterix, because they're imported, and they were never sold in America. Ooh, you're talking hundreds of dollars just for Asterix.
I'll tell you what, breaking news as well, Shabby. I was doing a bit of research last night.
Yeah,
they got Asterix advent calendar.
Oh, I'd love to get it all, and hopefully, what I'm hoping is in the next year or so, when it dies off in Europe, they'll probably bring it over here and they'll sell it dirt cheap. If they do, I'll be getting all of it. Connor says, cool kids had Action Force. All the nerds had Playmobil because they didn't come with any guns. They did come with guns, though.
That's not true. That's not true, Connor. That's not true. They had, Des was saying about the American Civil War series. I had sent to me a few years ago, Chris Miwa, our great friend Chris Miwa from the Netherlands. He had picked up a fort, a complete fort. It had been obviously dismantled. It was in boxes, and it had a shitload of figures and horses and cannons and God knows what. And he said to me, "I bought it from a charity shop, but I've got nowhere to put it. I've got no room in my loft. I'll give us your address. I'll send it to you." And he sent it to me. Now I've got to try and find somewhere to put it. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yep, and that's a Civil War. That's a Civil War rifle and detachable bayonet. Yeah. But anyway, this when I received it and I got it open, it had the Blues in there. It had the Confederate Army, the Union Army. It had a complete fort, and it had cannons, and everyone's armed, and they've got the old pistols, the old cowboy guns that go in the holsters. So yeah, they did it. And even now, you buy the SWAT units, and they've got machine guns and God knows what. It's only the stuff like the only thing they left the guns out of really was the Magnum set. I mean, Thomas Magnum should have had a gun, but that's not. We'll forgive them for that. But the A-Team, I mean, why on earth they didn't have any guns with the A-Team? That to me is criminal, because the A-Team.
It didn't. It came with that little jacks and all that sort of stuff. You're right.
And the
although the Back to the Future ones did though, because when you got Marty McFly's Clint and so forth, they came with the little the guns and the rifles. It's funny, isn't it? That.
Yeah.
Q says the Playmobil enterprise behind Keith would be a great addition to my personal collection. It looks cool as anything. So let's just make Keith bigger.
It is awesomeness.
Yeah, it is.
You've got all your gadgets in there, and
there
you go. Awesome. It all lights up.
Absolutely brilliant. Lady Steph here says, "Let's talk toys." Yeah, I can put the Enterprise in Keith in a box for you, Ricardo.
Charming, Keith. Charming.
I believe I got a few Playmobil figs at a yard sale. I remember them perishing by Vader's hand with some help of some firecrackers. I tell you, charming. Hey, Delvian, nice to see you, pal. Well, we're here as well because there's things at Keith's. As you know, that the last time we had this set, the first part of this story, that Keith was doing his shed and setting his shed up. And the thing about it is, obviously this shed it's under construction, as you can see. Do you know what I mean? All the construction workers are out. They're having a good go, building all the things. So, did you start more or less straight away after that stream, Keith, or is it? Because I know and you'll see the progress tonight. Honestly, the progress is fantastic. But how much do you get in there and so forth to have a crack at it?
I've been in there on and off quite a lot since that first video. I mean, if you if people remember the empty-ish shed at the start. The left side of the room was laid out, but it was empty. Well, that's all filled up now, and this is the middle section. There's so much more been built since then. This is just the construction, and I wanted to make it a bit sort of semi-comical, because this is the bit that I'm still, as you can see by the wooden bits in there. This is the part of the build that I'm still building, so I just thought it'd be amusing to actually put the Playmobil construction figures out and make it look like they was doing the work, not me.
It's just brilliant. Look at it.
So
I love the way you said this, because I thought when you sent me these videos, I'm going to start with this because it looks like the shed's under construction, everybody's at work.
Realistic, to make it more realistic, I should have had them all in the pub, really, shouldn't I?
To make it even more realistic, you could have had one of those workers leaning and called it Des. Do you know what I mean? That's what you could have done. You know, that's what I was. That's what I was looking for.
That's the truck full of all my PVA glue to glue all my carpet and roads down. So, yeah.
It looks absolutely fantastic. And honestly, lads, when the people that are watching, wait till you see the progress. It's absolutely brilliant. Look at it.
Can you see Solly's Polly's and bread bin?
There's a few. You'll notice a few Easter eggs.
That's a bit of a spoiler alert there, Shabby. Yeah. A bit of a spoiler alert, mate.
Jonathan says, question for Keith. Does the criminal getting a kicking from who comes in the Playmobil police sets come with a smiling face?
Of course he does. Of course he does. He's quite grateful. He's more than grateful for the kicking.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. Let's just see who else is here so I can crack on with this. Question for Keith. Why does the Playmobil football referee come with an envelope stuffed with? Must be a Liverpool fan. Oh, sorry, Des. Sorry, Si. Do you know what I mean?
Say what's he saying?
A complete fault. Is that the same as a? Is that after your accent? Fault. Oh, hey, Gab. Nice to see you. Yeah, look, watch it. G4 Skin keeps talking proper English.
Yeah. Or you.
Delvians, everyone's come to see you. I missed your comment, Car. I will text you my address on Instagram. The Biff Tannen from Back to the Future 3 on his horse is one of the best Playmobil videos. Yeah, and it's funny that DTM because I went to a thrift shop in Angers and they were selling the cowboys and the horses, the vintage ones. And I thought, oh, they'll be perfect to go with Biff Tannen. So I put them all together like that. And they all came with guns and rifles. Do you see what I mean? So they were awesome. Yeah. What an awesome setup. Oh, wait to see what's coming up. Yeah, that's a cool workman scene. Let's have a look. Woohoo! You might want to buy your poster a bigger back. Hi, Emma. Nice to see you, Emma. So, let's get to some pictures. Here we go. So, let's get to the first ones. So, as we're going to go to Keith first. So, this, ladies and gentlemen, is what Keith's used to look like. Let's have a look. No, I don't want that. I want that. So this is what we showed on the last picture on the last episode, Keith.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as you can see, it's a bit of a mess. The middle section is in, or the back section is in place, and the bit on the left hand side, that's in place. Everything you see in the middle and to the right is all just stuff that's got to be added to it. But it's not staying where it is. That's just where it is for now, or that's where it was. It's come on a long way since then.
It has, yeah. Because as you can see from here, so what's this part right here that we're looking at?
Well, that is right. I've got a farm, and then I've got a zoo.
Yeah.
And this section here is a parking section between the farm and the zoo. You can see the Night Rider lorry there's just pulled up for some bananas and a cup of coffee. You've got one of the bus stops there, with size artwork on the side of it. What you've got there is you've got your farm shop, your farm fruit and veg shop there, and then next to it you've got the cafe, which is part of the zoo. And there you can see the entrance to the zoo. The welcome and the plastic model of a zebra on top. And what makes the zebra different from the other zebras that are in the zoo park is that that's a Playmobil 1, 2, 3 figure, which looks more like a toy.
So that's their version of Duplo, in it, basically.
It is, yeah. So, but that's still not completed because there's obviously bits. I've got to put people in the cafe. Obviously, there's not many people out at all at the moment. I'm just putting the buildings out, giving it an idea of the layout. The road is made. We had loads of, when the shed was installed or built, we had loads of the roofing material for the shed left over. So I thought I'd use that as the road because it looks like tarmac. It looks like road.
So good.
Yeah,
and this is what I mean, scientists. Look at all the intricacies in the carts. You know what I mean? It's just brilliant, absolutely.
I just like the way that the Night Industries van was just chilling outside the bus stop, like like you do.
I mean, look at this.
This is the farm. This is part of the farm, and again, you've got your barn there on the right. and it's just all the different bits and pieces. You've got a little bit of garden there up the back, and you've got some rabbits lurking about in the garden.
I love it.
got your
I hate
hay.
doing stuff like this. It just makes you just want to turn it off and go play with you.
So all these little bits and bobs you've got here, Keith, all these intricate like bits you've got, do you pick them up in sets? Do you go out and buy them purposely? Do you go to like car boots and stuff and get as many as you can? And
A bit of both, mate. Yeah, a bit of both. A lot of that stuff comes in sets, but you can also buy like accessories, bags of accessories off eBay, and I find quite a lot of stuff in charity shops as well.
Yeah, you found a few things, haven't you, up there in
I
charity
found a
shops?
load of stuff.
Yeah.
I found a load of stuff in charity shops, a load of it. And the irony is that those little things, Si, are the ones that go missing from any sets. So to actually find them in charity shops and to find them online is quite lucky, really, because they're the first things that go missing.
So that doesn't bother for you then, Keith. So say, for example, you go on Facebook Marketplace, whatever, and something isn't complete. That's not an issue to you because you'll do stuff like this. You'll put it all together and okay.
If it's not complete, I'll either build it myself, or I'll just buy the stuff direct from Playmobil. This is a video I think that Andrea took or Zoe took.
Certainly weren't me.
That's the farm, and it's got the fence there. You see the bushes, the hedge fence. You got your cows and some goats and some pigs, and there's your farm shop. It's the Night Rider truck there, and then you go into the zoo.
So what's that big picture behind it, Keith?
That's just a backdrop that I bought off of. I've got to get another one for the farm. You can see there that wall behind that is just plain white. I've got to get another one of those for that wall. But the wall behind the zoo is it's just a poster, just a self-adhesive. It's two pictures. It's two posters that you just literally fit together like a jigsaw puzzle, and it's just a backdrop. So that's the name of the
sign. Look at that sign.
That's the name of the farm.
Private F off.
So what are your hedges there? What have you made your hedges out of?
The hedges are just balls of green fluff from Hobbycraft, about a pound for like 20 balls. So there's just there, and the flowers on top of it, glued onto it, are just Playmobil flowers. So
so good.
Yeah, it's just. I mean, there you go. The farmhouse is in the background. The farmhouse is not a Playmobil. That was something I found in a charity shop.
Wow.
And it had a tree house next to it. And what I did was painted it all up so that the flowers and all that you see on it, you can just about see it at the top left of that picture. They're all hand painted, sort of the flowers and all that. So it just looked more 3D. I thought it just looked like a typical old farmhouse, so I used it. I used that.
Well, it definitely works, doesn't it? When you see it there, it looks like a farmhouse, so it definitely works.
The harvest is so cool. Look at that.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Look at it.
And you've got your beekeeper there in the middle by the harvest. You've got your beekeeper.
Yeah.
And your cows and your pigs. You've got some ducks there on a very small pond. Yeah. You can see more of the farmhouse now, albeit in the background. But yeah, that's that. It's one of those buildings that opens up. You know what I mean? It's got the hinges, and it's like a carry case, and it opens up. So I've actually got it in the L-shaped pattern there. So there's one side of it facing like this, and the other side facing like that. So it covers that corner nicely. There you go. Yeah, case in point. Yeah,
fits perfect, doesn't it?
You got your little touches there, like the little sheepdog pup. Looking lost.
Right
All the cats and dog food bowls outside. The ginger cat having something to eat.
Superb. So we saw this in part one. We saw how this was made and so forth. But look at this. You can tell the size of it on that table, can't you? That's brilliant.
Yeah.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah.
There you go. So you're putting it on this side. Now, how do you work this out then? So when you start, right, will you just do the farm first, make sure it's done before you move on, or will you just set things up and then start adding to it?
Yeah, I just literally put stuff out. And what I did at first was I was a bit over generous with the space, and then realised that realistically, look, it's a toy. I know it's supposed to look sort of fairly realistic, but it is still a toy at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So I had to sort of close up some of the enclosures and narrow down some of the sort of gaps that I'd given it. So it hasn't got anywhere near the space that it should have, because even though it's a huge, great shed, I'm going to run out of space. I am so going to run out of space. I mean, Des has seen it in there. I've got way too much stuff.
You can get more, Keith.
You can get.
Sorry,
you're not going to convince Des. Do you know what I mean? Des is going to go. Yeah, stop. Have you seen his room? Keith, are all those accessories made by
I'm getting the look.
Are all those accessories made by Playmobil, says Jonathan, or do you mix and match with other beats? So we know you've done it with the house, but is there certain other things that you've done that with, like a transport? Or
Pretty much all of those farm accessories. Pretty much all of those farm accessories are Playmobil, and they all come individual. They almost look like that they're molded into those trays, but they're not. You've got your baskets, and the baskets are empty. So you've got your eggs, your apples, your swedes, your turnips, your carrots, and you have to put them in the baskets. So
yeah.
So, but they are all Playmobil. So I've got some of the scenery bits from Hobbycraft, and I've bought some of the drink glasses for the Thistle Do. Obviously, the wine bottles, the alcohol bottles, and the beer mugs. Playmobil don't do them because they don't do a pub for obvious reasons. Right. So I've had to buy them from somewhere else. And what I do
they've never done like an old English pub, Keith, or anything. They've never done that. Playmobil, no.
No. The only pub they've done is a Wild West Saloon.
I say, being a German company, you just thought they'd have done the old beer steins and all that sort of stuff.
You know what? What a good point, Des. Exactly right. Yeah, I agree with that.
But the thing is, they are made for children. And they've always been made for children. So it wouldn't really be appropriate, would it, to have like?
Well, yeah, you don't get beer sponsors on football shirts, on kids shirts, do you? They don't put them on the kids ones.
Exactly,
Jeeple says that's the same with adventure people. The accessories are usually harder to find and more expensive than the figures. And we'd just like to confirm that the lovely Zoe, that's her camera work, just in case. We don't want Zoe giving her a black eye. Do you know what I mean?
Would you not say that Playmobil is more like adventure people than it is Lego?
Oh, what do you think?
I suppose the scales are the same, or virtually.
But it's that sort of mouldy plastic, loads of accessories, a vehicle, and they'll go all out for things like that, won't they? Whereas Legos basically build yourself, and sometimes I find, would it be more of a rival to things like Adventure Time than it would be anything else? Same sort of thing, isn't it? A lot of.
Yeah, I agree with that. But because you're right, Si. Adventure people did the same thing, didn't they? You didn't just get a bat or a ball with it. You got everything. The whole works. And I mean, in a way, toys haven't done that much anymore. And I love the fact that even Lego, I've got to give Lego credit, but Playmobil has always maintained that. Do you know what I mean? It's like the way in a way. Again, I said I'd never compare it, but I am. It's like they want to stick with the high quality, and it looks like it's never left. It's never dropped the quality of it. So. Yeah, absolutely brilliant. And Des, Cat is going to kick your ass.
Kick away.
Have you got room for another shed, Keith? Asking for Cat. It's funny you should say that about our Des being around your house, because I've got a couple of things here I'd like to show. Right here. Look at that for a picture.
It's coming.
Look at
that. When did you meet up with Stu?
When he had that was his 50th birthday.
Oh, that's nice. He got dressed up for it. That was good to see.
He kept that quiet. 50th birthday. When was that then? He kept that fucking quiet, didn't he? That's the first time
when we went Malta, because there is a Playmobil land in Malta.
Yeah.
Mint.
I'm just joining it. I'm just having a that's awesome.
Can I just say I've not spilt something down my shirt. I think that's the Millennium Falcon.
So this is a toy shop. Yeah, it must be. There's a girl in there looking at toys and whatever. But that is brilliant. Look at that.
Yeah.
So
I can tell Des is on holiday there, being a British person myself, he's got new trainers on. And we all buy new trainers when we go away, don't we? Let's be fair. Have you got your new trainers back? Yeah.
So there's our desk right there. And then what's this desk?
That's obviously Spock. That's at the in Milton Keynes. That's at the Sci-Fi Museum, and that's in the sort of shop area. And yes, just up there on beyond the counter. So I thought, well, I'm going to take a photo of that. Just
cool. I'd love a jam on that.
Wow, you know.
Now, do they sell these, or are these just displays?
I think you could buy it, Mark. I think like you could, you know.
They're given to the shops. We went last year. Where are we? Yeah, last year was the 50th anniversary of Playmobil. And we went to Somerset for a week. Took the grandchildren down to Somerset, and there's a toy shop down there. And outside the toy shop is one of these full-size figures, as there always is outside these Playmobil. And this figure had a 50th anniversary Playmobil party time T-shirt on. It was a T-shirt that just literally been put on one of these full-size figures. And I was like, oh, wow, I wonder if you can buy those T-shirts. I wonder if you can buy the T-shirts. I went in there and I spoke to one of the staff and said, you know, can you buy those T-shirts? I would love one, basically. And she was like, "Oh no, we was just given that when, you know, because it's the anniversary. All the staff have got them, which we're supposed to wear, but we don't." And I was like, "Well, can I buy one? You know, can I buy one?" And no one was really interested. It was like sort of like complete disinterest. Well, I actually sent an email to Playmobil, Playmobil UK, which are in Essex, in Basildon, I think, and I never got a reply. Now, normally when I email customer services at Playmobil, they are spot on for replying, but I never got a reply. I'd have been happy to buy one of those shirts because it would have been great for doing the sort of live streams, you know, the 50th anniversary as well. Because I started to build the Playmobil City in the 50th anniversary of Playmobil, so it would have been really apt. And I've tried to get hold of one of those full size figures, and you occasionally see them on eBay, but they are so bloody expensive.
Yeah, how much are we looking at for one of them? I bet they're
I saw one about a year ago, and it was getting on for over £1,000, which is lunacy. But because I'd love one, because the thing is they're completely bomb-proof, they're completely weatherproof, because obviously these shops have them stood outside in all kinds of weather. So I'd like to have one, to have it stood outside the Playmobil City. Like what I'd like to have is like a Buckingham Palace guard full-size figure, have him stood outside, because I think that'd look quite cool.
It would look cool, yeah. But I think that looks awesome, you know, just a big one like that. Yeah. What is it? George wants to know, is this the meeting of the Cliff Richard fan club? Grand John McGuire is absolutely brilliant. Do they have any life-size female Playmobil figures?
They do actually, yeah. They do.
Very old pearly king. So let's just get back to this. Then we got this picture right here. This is brilliant. I love this picture.
Yeah.
So tell me about this. How did you two arrange to come around and do this?
It was quite simply. After I won the quiz, the champion of champions, Zoe sent me a message almost straight away and went, rather than post your prizes, how about if we arrange a visit? And I've got to be honest about it. Sorry, Zoe. I think I probably said this when you was around, but my first reaction was, "Oh, you crafty bastards," because it was obvious. You weren't interested in giving me any bloody prizes. You wanted to come around here and just see all my Playmobil stuff.
Well, if there's stuff missing off that table, you know where it's gone.
So I said to her, don't worry about it. I'll be giving Des loads of stuff, because I had loads of stuff left over. I think I actually gave him a Princess Palace, which he took away. So I said to her straight away, "Oh Christ, yeah, that would be great. You know, brilliant. Be lovely to see everyone." So and sure enough.
There we are.
One Saturday afternoon, I was treated to the company of the Thompsons, and it was fantastic.
Great people. Yeah. I love these sort of pictures when everyone meets up and stuff. Yeah. I put these pictures up, A, because obviously our friends are all in them, but B, it gives you the scale of that shed. It's a big shed, this, Keith. Do you know what I mean? It's not a small one. you know.
Yeah.
But that's awesome. Look at Zoe there and Andrea and
Of course,
our
you got the Thistle-Do there on the table right in front.
Well, talking about the Thistle-Do, it's right here. So here's the Thistle-Do, and this is the world famous Thistle-Do. I just love that magic organised by the amazing Manga Fandango. Stu quiz night. Zoe and Stu karaoke. Look at this. The art of leading. Look at this Tuesday. Craig David tribute featuring Keith. Stand-up comedy with PGM. Absolutely brilliant. Brilliant.
Well, it's things like that are just you know, it just makes you smile anyway. But when you see things like that, it just really, it just, you know, it's icing on the cake.
It's someone in our group, in it, that basically, you know, we'll sit down, because obviously we're not with Keith when he does this. He's thinking about everybody and putting. I agree with that, Chris. I think it's a lovely thing to do.
Yeah, there are quite a few little bits throughout the city. Sorry, the borough, because that's the other thing. I started off calling it the Playmobil City, but of course it's not a city; it's a borough. Yeah. If you imagine it's a London borough, so it's based on a fictitious London borough, and it's the London borough of Shabwell.
Shabwell, but I've got a picture of it coming up.
The postcode is the E21, and I've got to give a shout out to Terry, our bus driver Terry, because he was the one that came up with that. Because there is actually a Shadwell in East London, a Shadwell. With a
you know what I like about this picture? I even like the fact that you got the glittery curtains.
Yeah,
you got the glittery.
Even the little detail like the bell there to ring final orders. You've got the brass bell up there in the.
Brilliant! Look at that.
But your glittery curtain is at the same side as what that bar is as well in real life. So when you look at it, that's like just looks like a miniature version, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And I love the setup of this. So what actually was this? I mean, obviously you said in part one, but what actually was this before it was the Thistle-Do bar? Was it a hotel or what?
No. The main part of it, the main bar area, that was a Playmobil shop that I bought from a charity shop. So it was just the shell. It was just the shell of the building with nothing in it. Because you can see it looks very Playmobil-ish, that front bit. And what I did was I just built on it. That bit all around the side there, I built. That's all hand built. That's made out of like plastic sheets and picture frames. You know, wooden picture frames that make the roof girders or the roof slats, and of course the pizza. The pool table's completely hand built, totally hand built. And the balls are, you know, the pins that you can get from needlework sets, like, you know, like Cat does the needlework and stuff like that. So you get those tiny little pins with the coloured heads. Well, that's all they are. They're just
Easter eggs everywhere. You got Size Tarkin picture right there. You got Jared Bowen on the TV. You got Because It's Star Wars. Right
you've got the little R2. You got the little R2D2 in the corner underneath the television.
Oh, let's just have a look. Before I get to the next one, I'll just show this while we're doing the Thistle-Do. I'll just show this again. This is awesome. So what I want to do, I want to turn the sound off so we can talk about it. So do you want to go through this, Keith?
Yeah, this is the a typical night, a typical Saturday night, if you like. This is the beer garden. The beer garden has since been moved. I've had to build it. That lass there in the Bob Marley shirt, that's a custom decal that I made especially for her shirt. These plates of food I got from Doll's House sites. The beer glasses and the wine glasses all come from Doll's House sites. You've got your typical old bloke sitting over there in the corner by the fire on his own with his beer, because every pub's got the typical old bloke on his own. Two builders there, lazy bastards, should be out there building the street, but they're in there getting pissed up. Them three dudes by the till, that's the local CID. They're all drinking whiskey chasers and stuff like that.
I will say one thing: you've lit it up fantastic, Keith. It looks amazing with up lights on like that going on.
Mate, yeah,
looks like a proper little pub, doesn't it?
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant. I love this picture.
I had to build all the optics and all that. I had to build myself.
Yeah, you've lit it amazing. The lighting's really, really good.
You got your
like
bikers,
a biker gang, yeah.
your bikers, and
there's Aston Villa celebrating a goal.
Aston Villa. I thought it was Burnley, so I thought. Look at that. I mean, the thing is, this is how talented you are. And like I said, I'm not blowing smoke up your ass. Everyone can see it for themselves. But for us not to recognize what's Playmobil and what isn't, that's a real talent, I think. Do you know what I mean? Just where you have, what you've done and so forth. I think it's superb. I really do.
Well, I think it goes on a level that when you look at things like that, you don't even think Playmobil. You just think, whoa, look at that setup, how cool it is. And do you know what I mean? How everything reflects and everything relates to what we all say and do and stuff. I don't even think of Playmobil when I look at stuff like that.
No. I gotta just say as well, there's nearly 40 people here, so thank you all so much.
Wow.
That's awesome of you. Keith,
Thanks,
you need
guys.
to get rid of the smiley faces from the Shadwell inhabitants. That's the whole facts. 3 weeks in a row, but I won't bring that up.
They are West Ham fans. It's East London. They're West Ham fans, and obviously a couple of Liverpool fans and Man United fans. But
look at this, Mr. B's here, and Kieran says, Jonathan, Shadwell is a happy place. In
that case, West Ham should be evaporated as well.
Oh, brilliant! Right, so let's go to this one. And so we've just talked about this, and so we're going to bring this up. What a professional! Brilliant. Right, so here we go. So we're now in the city of the London borough of Shadwell. What the France? Absolutely brilliant.
I think, because I mean, everywhere you go now, you see these places twinned with something, and it's normally France or Germany. And I just thought it would be like, I've actually got 2 French O levels. But even I couldn't work out what the French is for what the France. And there are 2 ways. There are 2 ways that you can say it. But apparently, that's one of the ways that you can say what the France in French. So it's the London borough of Shadwell twinned with what the France.
I'll be saying that from now on. Quest like France. You know what I mean? But I'm just going to say something to Des a minute. I know what you mean now, Des. When you see little pieces of you in somebody else's collection like this, it does put a smile on your face, doesn't it?
It does, it does. It's just it makes your heart swell.
It does. That's brilliant. Here we go. So explain about this one, our Keith.
This is. I suppose you could probably say this is the High Street. You've got the Thistledew there.
Yeah,
and then right next to it, you've got the Thistledew car park, and then right next to that, you've got the police station. The other side of the road, you've got like your residential area, so that's all residential houses. They are Sylvanian families buildings, all of those 3, and then the big one, the townhouse. They are Sylvanian families, and each and every one of them was bought from a charity shop for like a $5.
That will work then, because the Sylvanian figures are roughly the same as Playmobil figures, same scale. Wow.
Yeah, they are. It works. It all works. That police station is a Sylvanian families police building. It's a Sylvanian families country house that I just converted into a police station. Yeah.
I tell you what, scientists, you could spend. I don't know why you left, Des. I would have just said, come on, Keith, let's get it all out.
The only thing that pisses me off is that you want to go around and help him set it all up and stuff. Do everything in time. Get off it, Keith. I'm doing it. That's what you want to do.
That's the police station. And of course, I had to light it up. I had to put the blue lamp outside. And it's got the working blue lamp.
So good. And that's a Sylvanian family's house. Wow.
That's a Sylvanian family's house, but the sign and the wanted poster are Playmobil accessories. That's the control room and the front office. So at the back there, you've got the front office. On the right, you can see the front desk by the main entrance. And it's got a computer, and then you've got your paperwork on there. The station officer's got his desk, and you've got all your accessories and books and stuff in the background. In the foreground, you've got that big terminal where 2 people sit, and that's the control room where they take the sort of 999 calls and dispatch vehicles to the crimes. And on the wall, you've got your map of London, which appears in every control room. So that's the left-hand side of the ground floor of the Nick. That's the right-hand side. That's the custody office. everything in there is Playmobil. I'll put some bars up at the window so that if anybody should try and escape, they can't get out the window. You've got your custody desk there. You've got a radio. You've got your computer. You've got a fingerprint machine there on the top with the glass cover. And that sign, that little sign that says custody office, believe it or not, that was sent to me by a friend of mine who's a retired Merseyside police officer. And he sent me a load of stuff a few years ago. And that is actually a genuine sign off of a custody office door in one of the Merseyside, one of the Liverpool police stations. So that is actually a genuine ex-police stock sign. And even though it's tiny, but what they did in a lot of these, we did it in the Met, rather than having great big bloody lettering on things, they put them in like the key slots next to the lock. And that's one of them. And it's like a plastic engraved. And I couldn't think of any better use for it than for a Playmobil custody office. So,
I like the way you put all the lights here, where you've got the lights in that silver tube that goes down, so everything's put away neat.
That's the light. That's the light that goes to the outside blue lamp, and there's also a light on the side where the car park is, so the backyard lights up. That's a better view of it. The second floor, or the first floor, if you like, on the left there is the CID office. I've got to put tables and chairs in there. And drag the CID out the pub so they can sit down in there and do some bloody work for a change.
It's only to kick them out. You know what I mean?
Then the right hand side, you've got like a locker room, and those benches, that's like a briefing room. So that's where they get briefed before they go out on patrol. Top floor left is the canteen. So you've got your chairs, you've got a cooker, you've got a fridge, your cups and saucers, and a radio on the table. And the right hand side is the senior officer's office. So you've got you've got God sat behind his desk doing absolutely jack shit all day, but telling everybody else that they're doing their job wrong.
Have you put this blue carpet down yourself?
Yeah, all the carpet. All the carpet is from Hobbycraft. It's just just bits of fabric from Hobbycraft. Yeah, there's your buses.
I love this. So again, going back to what we're saying about Easter eggs, you've got the Thistle2 on the side right here. Travels and more with Jason. Simon's thing right there. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Essential. Them buses are awesome. Manga Fandango on the other top right there. Just look at that there. Look at that. Absolutely brilliant. So were those buses already red, or did you paint them red?
No, I had to spray them completely. So I had to repaint all of them. That's the High Street. There you go. And Connor, when I asked ages ago in our Instagram group, I asked for names of what to call streets and things like that, and Connor came up with a very imaginative idea of he wanted something called. So I said to him, you know what, I'm going to put that in there, and so there it is. So there it is.
It's dodgy down that bit. It's dodgy one there.
That's where all the winos all sleep, Si. And that's a bakery.
Size pies in bread bin.
Size pies. Brilliant.
I like it. That's a nice little shop. That's where I'd have it.
And of course the person that manages that shop will be known as the bread bin head, because obviously they're in charge.
Yeah. You got a bread bin head in charge of my business.
You showed these in part one as well, where you made all these bus shelters and put everybody's advertisements on. So there's me and there's Connor. Yeah. That's brilliant. Absolutely. Brilliant. Ice pies and bread bin head. Stu's
news agent. Stu's news and inconvenience stores. Don't forget, it's inconvenience stores.
Yeah.
Got your newspaper racks. You got your post box on the side there. Yeah.
And that's called Knight's Way, right there.
That's Knight's Way. That street's called Knight's Way. Yeah, I didn't want to call it High Street because High Street's a bit boring. So,
absolutely brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Look at that! Wow, yeah, that is so well planned. I agree. And everyone's got any questions for Si, Des and Keith? Just let us know. Here we go. What? No plates of donuts in the police station, says TJC.
There will be. There will be. There will be because. There will be, because I've actually got loads of Playmobil iced donuts. There are loads of them. Quite a few came with a Scooby-Doo set. So
Keith wants Smith wants to know: have you given any more ideas to his Playmobil room area? I'll just
Smithy, I told you before it's going to be in the basement of the police station where they always are. I mean, where I think it probably belongs.
Jonathan wants to know, what magic did you use putting those lights in that pub? Hasbro couldn't even manage it in a canteen. Should have hired Keith.
I've said it before, though, Mark. Like, you look at some of these guys in our community, they can set these things up and make these dioramas. Really, they put them ASLabs to shame, don't they? Some of them.
Absolutely. Hello, you know what I mean. Keith should dub this Stephanie Lane. There's another one for you.
Stephanie Lane. Yeah.
That's a real police station. It's too empty.
I don't know. I don't think I could go to the Thistledew. It's a bit close to that police station next door.
Connor wants to know, where's
close.
the evidence room and can he borrow the key? There's another one for you. Hey, Carol, Dragon Reborn's come and seen us. That station will be better used in EastEnders. The crime rate there is... hey, look at Kieran. That's ironic. A nicked police sign. Absolutely brilliant.
It's not nicked.
Brilliant.
It was surplus. It was surplus stock.
Are those stairs in the police station the ones suspects fall down?
Yes. Yeah.
Slippy them stairs.
Wow, again, Keith, the police station is done so well. It really is. I told you, I can't believe. And this isn't the end. Obviously, as the months go by and Keith progresses in there, we'll be doing more of these until, we'll carry this. I love doing this. I think it's brilliant. That's a great work on the police department, says Q. Loves it. Best fecking street, that, says Connor. Keith, you need to make a life-size action figure shop for so he wants to know, is the quiz book since Tuesdays?
Yes.
And George wants to know, how about Mini Ginger Lane? Mini Ginger Lane, George. Oh, brilliant. Right, I'm going to go back to this one because this is pretty cool. This is what our Des sent in, and I thought this was awesome. So, Des, let's have a get to here. God, the amount of buttons I've got to press. Des, explain this, buddy. What's this?
Well, that is, as Keith was saying earlier about the Playmobil 123, like you said, it's like the Duplo sort of version of the Lego. And this is Playmobil 123. So this is what Zoe and my other daughter had when they were kids. And now my granddaughters are playing with it. And again, for a bit more of a chunkier sort of look, the detail is great.
Yeah, it is.
And again, we're picking some of it, the majority of it is what the girls had when they were smaller. But some bits we're picking up off Facebook Marketplace for £4 for like that little set you just see with the elephant and that.
Wow.
And they love it,
It's absolutely brilliant. Look at it. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Look, see, this is what I mean. Look at even for the little kids, the way they've gone all out, Des, and you know what I mean? Yeah. Everything's on there for him.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
You'd tell me that for hours as a kid, wouldn't you? For hours.
Well, I've learned something tonight, everybody, because I didn't know there was a Playmobil 123 and I had no idea at all. So I didn't know they made it for a younger audience. Look at that. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So this stays at your house, does it, Des? And when they come round, they play with it at yours?
Yeah. But they got a few bits at their own house. And that's the new Zoe went to some, I don't know, Smith's or some sort of shop, and this is the new brochure. And this is how much stuff that's in it. It's 100 pages thick. And every
So have you got it there? Let's have a look. So I'll make me a bigger set, Des. There you go.
So when you just buy the figures, so the basic figures. Oh, well, you can see that. Wow. There. And I'll say, just before we come on, I'll just flicking through it, and some of the newer stuff, like the licensed stuff. See, I think that looks pretty cool. Oh.
Yeah. Zoe says it's from a shop called Trago Mills in Wales.
That's it. So
it's like a Vespa garage, isn't it, for Vespa bikes and stuff? Yeah.
And then all these are the new. This side here. Wow, this side here.
Yeah.
So that's
brilliant.
5 to 99 years old.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. Yeah.
Then there's your Magnum PI, Porsche.
It's a beast, that, isn't it? Although, out of all the 80s nostalgia that were brought back, I never picked them two up, the Magnum or the Knight Rider.
Wow.
I mean, look at that Citroen.
Yeah.
Citroen, what is it? C5, was it?
The Porsche at the top. Absolutely.
that
Remember your
Volkswagen.
next dance, Mark? We used to turn corners in that, would go on two wheels.
Citroen,
Remember?
Volkswagen, there it is, Des. That's the Volkswagen.
They did two, didn't they? They did a
Yeah.
limited one. Was it in yellow, the limited one? Or is that the limited one? I know one of them was. Chrome, didn't it? It was chrome vaxed on the bumpers and so forth. It looked fantastic.
That's it. I've got the Volkswagen van as well. I've got the yellow, I think it's yellow, the yellow Volkswagen van. Yeah.
Keith, how about doing a babe station building, asks Gap?
Yeah, good idea.
No.
Travis for Jason says, love it, Keith, but you should have a shop that says Stu's Eye Places where you don't need to get your glasses.
Yeah, stew savers.
Gap also says, Sight and I will be the proprietors of the babe station building.
I think that's a good idea, Gap. Yeah, good idea.
TJC says, surely the newspapers at Stu's one should have at least one have a quiz on it and a headline mentioning his birthday.
Stu's not 50, is he?
Fifth one says, go on.
Go on, Shabby.
No, you go.
I'm going to say, talking of Stu, I was looking through an old box of stuff that I'd found up in a loft somewhere.
Yeah.
And so these are some of the, these are some of the figures.
Oh, yeah.
And I found one of Stu.
Looks just like him.
But I don't know whether you can see that, whether it'll pick it up.
1974.
Yeah.
Wow.
So this is what you were saying earlier, Shabby, on when you first come on. It doesn't say Playmobil on the bottom.
Jobra.
It says
Jobra.
Yeah. But 1974.
Yeah.
20 years older than me.
And that figure, Des, that figure is a German police figure. That's German police uniform. Yeah, German police.
Wow.
Yeah.
So are you getting into it more than Ardes? Are you getting into Playmobil? You see key stuff and everyone, you're like, I'm going to get into more of this.
I think so. I think because Andrea is, and she's got all the Back to the Future stuff, and we've got the girls, the Victorian mansion house. What was my daughter's when it's almost like, and again going to see Keith's shed. It's not a shed. It's a collection room.
Yeah, it's
It's sort of driving home. It was like, well, we could do that. We could do that in there. And
that's what the pictures were for. What it does wasn't to show on this. It was like, well, we'll do that. We'll do that.
Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
And because the grandkids getting older, it's something like that we could sort of all do together.
Yeah.
And again, it's not going to break the bank, but you can have such fun. And there's just the range of stuff you can get. It's just mind blowing. And you can. And what I like about it, you can buy just a single figure for like a couple of quid.
Yeah.
You can buy the mansion house for a couple of £100, and everything in between.
Brilliant, it? And then do what Keith does. You can go and it's like there's a couple of things I'll show later on what I've bought extra pieces for to go in it, like tables and chairs and that kind of thing. Do you know what I mean? So if you find, like I said, a bag of them in a thrift shop or a yard sale,
well, to be fair, to go off Des's point now, which is a good one. I'm the same with Lego, Des. I mean, I've been a big Lego collector for years, and you hear a lot of people say, "No, Lego's expensive." It's only expensive if you want it to be. There are so many sets. I did a stream once a couple of years back, where it was all the sets that I've got that were less than £100 that I think are really value for money. And like the Playmobil, you can go and pick up minifigures for £2, £3.50. You can get a magazine with little Lego. You don't have to go full out and spend £700-800 all the time. There are enough adjustable prices there. There are,
and you can do what Keith's been doing and what we've been doing. You go on Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah.
Yes, you might not have everything there, but just for sort of customizing or just for playing with it, just for setting it up. There's low end stuff. What I do like as well, going back to what you did on Monday with Adam and Jesse, regarding the mail away things. So they Bird's Eye done that.
Yeah, I love that.
I mean, it's only a basic figure, but it was just great.
Yeah,
Sending away for it and then waiting for it to come. Just
Yeah.
It reminds me when we were kids, Des. Exactly right, pal.
Yeah. And we went on holiday a couple of years ago, and they'd done that exclusive set.
That's right.
Yeah.
You know, it's not the biggest set in the world, but it's box still as well.
Do you know what? The best thing about picking up their Playmobil Bird's Eye Captain was I picked up two, obviously, one for me, one for Mark.
Yeah.
But it was all the mint fish finger sandwiches with tomato sauce butties I was eating.
Yeah.
And I haven't had them since I was a kid, like you, Des. Sent off for it and everything, waiting for the post to come and bring my little man. And I was like, yeah, all the fish finger butties I was eating.
What is it? Georgie brought up something before that Des wanted to say, and it was this, Keith. Did you see this?
Oh, yeah.
So explain this, Des. What is actually you see?
Okay.
I didn't know about it. Andrew sent me it today. McDonald's Happy Meals. So that's the toy you get. There should be 12. I think on that picture there's some missing. But that's the only Happy Meals. So guess where we're going for tea tomorrow.
Desi's gonna come on looking like me inside next week. Oh, do you know what I mean? Playing with meals.
Thing is, can you get coffee with the Happy Meals? I don't know whether
I'll just have a coffee and a Happy Meal. Thanks. Yeah. But look at that. That'll be great for your zoo, Keith. Look at all these.
I've got all my zoo animals. I've got zoo animals that I can't fit in the zoo. I've got a box of animals left over. So Des, if you want a zoo, if you want a zoo, Des, if you want a zoo and an airport, don't go out buying anything. Just come round for another visit.
But it's just again going back to the mail away things. It's just nice that you can get there, and I know it's McDonald's, but you know it's just that sort of takes you back to when you were a kid.
Question for Keith: aside from the Star Trek Enterprise as our Ricardo set, are there any other space themed sets?
There are, yeah.
Loads of them,
yeah. There's a whole range. You've got like a rocket station, and you're sort of like old fashioned 60s sort of space rocket. Then you've almost got something like a like a space shuttle type thing that's also upright with the boosters and stuff. You can get all kinds of things. Playmobil basically do anything and everything. You could you could just go on forever.
Racing Pap says he went to McDonald's today. He said, "I'll have a Happy Meal and a free Willy." He's not allowed in McDonald's anymore. Oh, absolutely brilliant. Before we get to more Keith stuff, I just want to show you a couple of things that obviously I do. Now, I do mine differently to Keith because when I found the Back to the Future set and so forth, what I wanted to do is basically stick with the pop culture side of it. So you know what I mean, all the pop culture. Because I knew if I was starting getting I did buy a fire truck and I did buy stuff, and I thought, oh man, if I go down this route, I'm going to have to find another place. I'll have to live in Keith's, you know what I mean?
You did do a bit of a Playmobil kick, didn't you? Really,
I went mad for it.
Yeah,
and I just really enjoyed it. I just thought it was a great experience to get hold of. And so let me just show you some of the things that I have here, which is right here. So the first thing was the James Bond card. This was an unbelievable set. This was, and like I said, it was the things that came with it. All those gold bars. You got Goldfinger with it, Bonds. You got Odd Job. You got all the pieces and so forth. Now he didn't come with a gun, did he? He didn't have one.
No, he didn't.
No. So this one didn't come with one, but it's funny as well because in the back of the car you had all those license plates, didn't you? There's came with loads of license plates and so forth. So there is that one. Yeah. So I love that. The next one is this, which I think is one of the best things they've ever done. The 80s.
Yeah, and especially to give him Stockholm the puppet. That's such a deep cut. That's a proper deep cut. That.
Yeah. But again, no guns with him, but it came with with all the accessories and so forth, which is brilliant.
Shabby.
The only problem with sir.
Sorry, mate. I've got here. I've still got a parcel here that I will get boxed up and sent to you. Some bits and pieces. But I've got you some M16s and a chrome painted handgun for Hannibal. So you've got some Playmobil M16s, and they are from a custom company in Spain. Some guy in Spain does custom weapons. So I've got some M16s. So your A team will have their weapons that they can fire at everyone and never kill anybody with ever.
yeah. The funny thing is as well that the mystery machine from Scooby-Doo looks more or less like this, but the difference between the 18 van and that one, the mystery machine came with a light in the back of it, and it all lit up, but this one doesn't. But I mean, look at it, absolutely. And even cartons of milk, you got cartons of milk with Mr. T. Just
and I tell you, I might be wrong here, but is that like one of the first ever sort of inch play set 18 vans that was dual painted that did have the grey as well as the black? Because the ones I mostly remembered were mostly just all black, weren't they? With the grey down.
Yeah.
It wasn't meant, I mean, I might be totally wrong there, but to me, when you look at that van, you're like, did all the others at the time do that?
No, they didn't, because I remember the Ertl and Galoob and stuff, they were black on black with a red stripe. They weren't grey like that. So yeah, they really
that's kind of one of those Mandela effects, isn't it? What they call the Mandela effect, because I always remember, even though I watched it as a kid, I always remember the van being black with a red stripe. I didn't even realize it was black. And don't even get me started on C-3PO's leg. Don't even get me started on that.
You didn't know it was a silver one, no.
I mean, since when did he have a silver leg? I've seen Star Wars millions of times. He never had a fucking silver leg in that. That's something that's just come out recently. I'm sorry, but that's a proper Mandela thing, that is.
Then these were what Damon sent. So Damon sent me a load of vintage vehicles and stuff from the 70s, and it was like 73 to 76. So there was that one. The engine, fire engine. So obviously the vehicles were a lot smaller back then. Yeah. Look the way he did it. Look, Playmobil system, used with construction deluxe and so forth. So for Damon to send me these was brilliant. But this is
they never changed that font, did they? The font stayed the same, didn't it?
Font's the same, but whose shaper, Keith? Was that the German person that did it? The German, like their Kenner shaper, it's called at the top.
No idea, mate. No idea.
I have no idea at all. So then, obviously, look at that fire chief car. Look at that.
Yeah.
And the difference is, and obviously, I got a police car as well right there. Superb. But if you notice, the actual chrome on the helmets was chrome back then.
Yeah. Yeah, because they were based on the French fire brigade, and the French fire brigade used to wear chrome helmets. The Paris, I think, the Paris fire brigade still wear chrome helmets. Yeah. That's one of the knights. What Desi's showing there is one of the knights, and that's like an armored tabard. That previous picture, though, Shabby, of the green and white police car, that says police on it in English, but the reason why it's green and white is because German police cars back in the 70s were green and white.
Right. So, right, got you.
So
they must have kept to their own country stuff, but obviously just changed the language on them.
Well, yeah, I mean, most of them came with stickers, so you could put your own stickers on depending on what country you were in.
Right.
The thing is, in France, the French word for police is police, and it's spelled exactly the same as we spell it. Different from the gendarmerie. That's a different type of police altogether. So that police figure there, that could be a French police figure, or it could be a British police figure. And the two firemen on the end, they're going to be they're going to be based on the French fire brigade or the Paris fire brigade.
But again, he said he had all the accessories. It's the only thing it was missing was the tube, from which you can get a tube anywhere. Do you know what I mean? But this is funny too, because I don't know whether you knew this, Si, but they used to have wooden accessories. So this is actual real Playmobil, but all wooden that came with it and so forth. So you just stuck the thing in the thing and in the stand and stuck them up, which I never knew that either, that they had wooden accessories for Playmobil. And then obviously this is the top of mine, and obviously it goes, where the what
I love that. Yeah, I love how you've got that display, Shabby. I love that.
So I'll put that at the top.
Brilliant.
Yeah, the Scooby-Doo and the Mystery Machine, and I got most of that, and then obviously I got the there was 2 Ecto ones, and I got the Firehouse, and I've been buying this ever since. I love all the Ghost. I mean, that sort of thing. The Ghostbusters Firehouse, I think, is superb, and it's funny as well because the actual truck fits in its size. It's not like
I picked everything up Ghostbusters did. There's one thing I do wish I had picked up was that Firehouse. Everything else I picked up, but the Firehouse I didn't.
Well, it was over here. I remember it was about 2 or 3 months before Christmas, and it was down to $50 on Amazon, brand new. So I bought it, and best money I'd ever spent. So this is my Back to the Future set, and this I got all of Back to the Future, like what Desi's Andrea did. This to me was absolutely superb.
Yeah.
And
again, the only thing I'd never picked up was the truck. That's the only thing I didn't manage to get my hands on.
And there's the vintage horses, so you can tell the difference between Biff's horse and the vintage one. You know, and so it all comes up like. And then you've got the Playmobil, you know, the lithographs that came with it, so you can, you know, when the front cover of the newspaper changed in Back to the Future 2, or in the front one where his brother and sister went missing and so forth. But I just think it's just I mean, it's just perfect the way, you know, the way he looked, and I got hooked with it, man. I just thought, and then when there was advent calendars for it and limited editions and all that sort of stuff, you could get Marty and the dog in Enchantment Under the Sea, like a small little. I think that was a limited thing when it does. You just got them both there, right in the middle there, and I bought that too, and I just absolutely loved it. I just thought it was brilliant. But one of my favorite ones, though, I've got another video to show you right here. Is this, and I absolutely love this. So this is the actual Playmobil, and it's huge, this thing. And I pissed and moaned about this with my wife. Really, but it glows in the dark too, so all the front of it actually glows up.
It is, there's no doubt about it.
But it's all the little Easter eggs and so forth inside it. You know, the way everything moves and it like hides and so forth. So it really is cool. And even those stairs side, you can press a button and the stairs drop, so you can slide.
You get a Dracula figure with it.
Yeah,
was that a Dracula figure? Oh, yeah, that's. Can you still pick this up?
Yeah, you can still pick this up, and it's massive. It's really big.
Yeah, I won't mind picking this up, mate.
Do you see what I mean? That the little Easter eggs inside where you find the treasure and so forth, and the way things turn around, and it's just brilliant.
Yeah, it's brilliant.
Again, just the details everywhere.
Yeah,
everything, can it?
And that looks great with the gang, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Brilliant. Brilliant.
Absolutely superb. Loved it. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant. Let's just get back to the chat a second. Oh, I'm loving this. Yeah. The 18 van set looks amazing. It really is. It's a really good one. The Mystery Machine also come with a radar dish that looks like he'll never let that go, will he? They'll never let that go. Anyway, I do nice to see you. Sorry, gents. Piece of what he says. No, it's nice to see you too, buddy. C3PO, he always had a silver leg, Keith, says Palps. He always had one.
He did, Keith.
Yeah.
And a red arm, apparently.
But that's what I was going to say. I agree with that 100%, what Jono's just said. When you look at the quality of TVs back in the day, that's probably, Keith, why that silver leg never popped out here, or probably why the grey of the 18 van never popped out here. I went to see RoboCop in 4K last summer, and me and my friend Dill, we went to the cinema, and we're watching RoboCop, and I was gobsmacked at how purple and blue that suit actually is. Yeah, on all TVs that we saw back in the 80s and the 90s, all that great, it was like silver, but it actually isn't a silver suit. So you know, you do miss things with that. I agree with that.
I remember having the C3PO from the original Star Wars Palatoy toys, and that was all gold.
Yeah,
all gold.
It was.
Yeah,
Jonathan. So there's John Connor says, "Would the Gloop 3¾ figures fit into that?" I don't think they will they, Key? I think they're a bit. It'll be a tight squeeze. Well, they might do.
They'd look good stood next to it, though, wouldn't they? They'd look good with it.
Size-wise, it probably work, but I'm not sure if they'll fit in it or not. So the Stave Pusty's not to scale. No, it's not. That's the only thing that isn't. Yes, Ghostbusters. I wish I picked up the fire. Yeah, I mean, I have a check on Amazon though, boys, because that's where I got mine, and it was cheaper.
Yeah.
Shabby Playmobil made those accessories out of wood in honor of Cliff Richard's song "Evergreen."
There you go. All comes back to Cliff Richard with Keith, doesn't it? All comes back to Cliff.
Here we go. Shaper Toys was a licensed producer of Playmobil in America. It's now owned by, so it must have been like their Kenner or their Palatoy or whatever.
Right, yeah.
You know, cheers, Kieran. Thanks for that. Let's have a look. Shaper Toys was licensed. We know that. Lovely cat. Hang on, why is it not freaking over there? I love the ghost in the Scooby-Doo that you could unmask. Yeah, you could take it off and there's a guy underneath. It's just brilliant. But there's a banquet set, you see. They did a banquet set for about $15. And I bought that to go into the Playmobil mansion as well. Do you see what I mean? So that's what Keith was saying. You can find extra pieces and add them onto it. Yeah. Pod wants to know his hands hot coat, blue or brown. Des, I'll give that to you.
Yeah, there's another one for that, isn't it? Yeah. For years we thought it was blue, then all of a sudden, actually, no, it was brown.
Does that support size stance that Ghostbusters?
Oh no, I believe that Ghost exists. I believe in ghosts.
Absolutely, Kieran. Let's have a look at some more pictures, and then we'll get to because I know Keith's got a couple of things he wants to show as well, which will be brilliant. So we're now on to here in the new shed. So what's this? This is the zoo, right, Keith?
Yeah, that's the the back end of the zoo. You've got your vets there on the left. You've got your zoo vet, and a zoo car. The fence, the perimeter fence, is Britain's Toys.
No way.
Bought a job lot of, and just glued it all in. That enclosure there, I know it looks very cramped, but look, like I said, if I did it realistically, I'd have no space at all. So you've got to imagine that the backdrop is their enclosure as well. That's part of their enclosure as well. So they've got all that space. So you've got your elephant there on the left being washed by the two of the zookeepers, the hose and a broom. You've got your giraffes and you've got your rhino. And over on the right, that's a Playmobil sort of mini waterfall. And what I did was I built a pool where the two baby elephants are. And what I did was cut their legs down and sunk them into silicon. I put in clear silicon and sunk the elephants in, so it looks like they're actually in the pool playing. And you've got your jet of water coming out of one of them's trunks, and that's actually a spare part from a Ghostbusters Ecto fiery.
Sure, it is. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Wow.
So, yeah, so I just thought I'd do, and that's the yeah. That's the leopard enclosure. The bit in the middle, the cage, that's the monkeys. Again, it's tiny, but
it doesn't look claustrophobic though, Keith. It does. It looks good the way it's set out.
It works. It works because it's a toy, and it has to be treated as a toy. You got your meerkats at the front there by the big zoo sign. Those letters, those wooden letters, zoo, they were just plain wooden letters from Hobbycraft that I painted in tiger, giraffe, and zebra colours. So I had to paint them.
I love your little fence. It's mad, isn't it? That little fence all the way around.
The fence is brilliant. Yeah, it works perfect. Yeah,
it does.
Absolutely brilliant. And it's the background picture. The background picture really stands it out. I think
it really helps it. Yeah,
really does.
I need to do the same. I need to do the same for the. And that's your main entrance to the zoo. You've got your pandas there at the bottom. Then you've got your lions and tigers there. Your lions and tigers. Oh my! And you've got your walkway that goes over the top. Then your zoo car.
I'll just thank Zoe for the camera work, just in case, Des, just in case, you know.
Yeah, brilliant, Zoe. Thank you for that, Zoe, because it saved me having to do it. I'm a lazy bastard, so.
Just look at that though. So I mean, even though you've crammed it, it's still big. It's still a big zoo.
It is, yeah.
Looks great, that, Keith.
It really does. It looks super.
Thanks, mate. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
I love it. Love it to pieces. Have the grandkids been in here yet, Keith?
But they have, yeah. They've been in it, and as soon as they walk through the door, their eyes just go.
I bet they do. I mean, look at that. That's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Welcome sign right there. It's so thought of. It's so good. Where's this pathway here? The high rise bridge kind of thing.
That's all Playmobil. That's actually an official Playmobil zoo walkway that goes over enclosures, and you can put whatever animals underneath it that you want. The enclosures that I've used are all transparent bits of transparent plastic that I could find, because obviously you wouldn't have lions and things behind bars, because they could theoretically climb out of those. I know that they could theoretically jump over the top of those because they're not that high, but again, it's a toy, so a certain amount of dramatic license has to be applied. But
and now I get it now with Des showing that setup he's got for his grandkids. I can see by where that zebra come from now. Now I get it, and it works perfect.
One, two, three. Yeah. Yeah.
Aquarium. Look at that.
That's going to be the aquarium. Now the thing about that is I actually found that in a charity shop. They are so expensive to buy new, but I found that in a charity shop. It had no accessories with it at all, but it's pretty much complete now. It's got seals, it's got a dolphin, it's got some other fish, it's got going to have some penguins in there. And what you can do, because it's totally sealed, so you can fill it up with water. You can fill it up with water and have it as a working water play area. Well, there's no way that I'm going to fill that up with water and have grandkids anywhere near that, because everything will be wrecked and soaking. I'll have a fucking fire engine sort of sticking out the bottom of it, you know. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some either resin or some clear material that will harden quickly, and I'll fill it up.
Do you know what other people do as well? Don't you? Have you seen they get those very, very small circular Lego clear translucent blue pieces and fill it up to make it look like a pool? Then you don't damage anything.
That's an idea.
So they get a bag of those. Yeah, there's a lad I watching from Canada, and he gets these small little you know, the little round circle. I'm not a big Lego fan, but it's translucent blue, and he fills stuff like that up with that. And then so it looks like the water in it, to tell you the truth. Then you're not damaging stuff. So that might be a good idea too.
Mm.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So that's a big aquarium as well. It's not small.
It is, yeah. And of course, I'm going to have Scuba Pete in there somewhere. Got to have Scuba Pete in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is my hospital.
Yeah.
And then my fire station.
Absolutely brilliant. And I think we're on to that sort of stuff next.
Yeah,
So,
it was great going into that fire station in the first part of this show where you told us about you sticking it all together and stuff, and that actually is 3 together, and it looks such the part now.
Yeah.
So the very, very first picture we saw, obviously, you can see a massive, massive difference so far. I mean, you've done a lot of work in there over these past few weeks. You really have.
Yeah, yeah.
Superb. Yeah. Absolutely superb.
Yeah.
Now, we talked about this in the first one. That's 3 put together in it.
It is, yeah. And in the back of them, I've got one section. The top floor of one section is a control room. The middle section is like the sort of canteen and play area. It's got a dartboard in there that I've put up and stuff like that. Then the third section is the sleeping quarters, because we all know that firemen like to have a kip from time to time. Oh, here you go, brilliant. Oh, Zoe, what a legend you are, Zoe.
We're professionals, Keith. We're professionals. Do you know what I mean?
That's the sleeping quarters. Because at one point, it was quite a joke, because at one point I had more beds in the fire station than I did in the hospital, which was probably about true to life, really.
That's so cool.
There's your ambulances and stuff like that. Yeah,
absolutely brilliant.
Yeah,
there's all the fire. There, you can see upstairs. Yeah, you can see where you filled it out now.
Yeah. Got television now. The hospital is 2 buildings that have been stacked on top of each other to make a 4-story hospital. And I've got an operating theatre, I've got a reception, I've got a triage, I've got a children's ward, then I've got an adults ward, and I've got an operation theatre recovery area. So, and my 2 ambulances and my paramedic bike. In fact, actually, I've got the paramedic bike here.
Perfect. Yeah. I'll have a look at that. We'll have a look at that just in a sec. I mean, look at that. That's brilliant the way you set that up.
Yeah, so the bottom floor on the right is the entrance and reception. On the left is the triage. First floor on the right, on the left is the operating theatre. Then you've got a toilet in the middle, the glass doors. Then you've got the surgical ward recovery unit. The next floor up, you've got the adults ward, which is mixed, male and female. And then the top floor, you've got the children's ward. So you've got the baby incubators there, you can see over on the right, and you've got toilets again in the middle, and some the kids ward. So I've got loads of nurses and doctors and God knows what. That's a fancy dress shop that I'm hoping to put on somewhere.
Fancy dress shop,
That's
brilliant.
another Sylvanian family's building that I picked up from a charity shop, and I just didn't know what to do with it. So I thought, well, you know what? I've got all these spares from Playmobil buys that I've picked up, and I had so many bits and pieces left over that I thought, what am I going to do with them? Now I can put them back on eBay and sell them, or I could make use of some bits of it. That's what I did here. So all the suits of armor and the knights and stuff like that.
Oh, window dresses. Yeah.
Glued them all together and put them in a fancy dress. That's the back of the fancy dress, or inside the fancy dress shop.
Look at that, Des inside. Look at that.
Everything.
Again, just the imagination.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. You got everything in there from American football arts to Indian stuff to armor to it's brilliant. Absolutely
Mr. Ben.
brilliant. Mr. Ben shop.
Yeah.
Oh, you should call it Ben's fancy dress. Look at that.
I
Brilliant.
need to find myself. Yeah, I need to try and make myself a Mr. Ben figure, and the shopkeeper with a fez.
Oh, so good.
Yeah,
I've got a fez. It was off Des T.
That's the Overlook Hotel. That's the back of the Overlook Hotel. So that's all the hotel rooms, and all the carpets in there are 1970s carpets. You'll notice the top floor there, the carpet from The Shining.
Yeah, that's superb.
Brilliant.
So
again,
that's the
just detail. Again, it's just detail.
Yeah.
Layers.
That's the Victorian mansion house, which has been turned into hotel. So it's got rooms. So it's 5 rooms. You've got your bottom reception, then you've got your the bit on the very bottom there on the right is the kitchen, and then the hotel restaurant. Then you've got your rooms.
Just brilliant.
How much is it a night? Is it cheaper than Premier Inn?
The top, yeah, it will be. Yeah,
That's all right. Can I play on Flex?
Free giant spiders with every room.
Absolutely brilliant. I love it. Like, let's just get back to it a bit. Unbelievable. We got that one. Does it support size stance on ghosts?
Well, no, I believe ghost exists. I do.
Yeah. Adam says, "Bow selector Keith, can we get a read?" If that's the case, Playmobil better not make a dinosaur.
Get it in. He's going to get it in.
Phil Jenkins would like to remind us all that Keith Knight is a lifelong Cliff Richard fan. Here we go. Q says the Playmobil is on for 127. Well, I did all right then for it. Yeah, because I've seen it go up to about 190 quid. So
it won't be that expensive over here, though, sure.
Well, 127 for you is about £80, so that's not bad at all. Yeah. It's worth getting because, like I said, it's right there where my finger is, and it's nice to have a display of it. Do you know what I mean? Especially
it's not that like you were when you showed them shelves. Then outside of the Back to the Future stuff, the only thing I didn't get was the Black Mortis truck and the Ghostbusters. I bought absolutely everything but that firehouse. So sometimes I think, in the future when we do move and I do have these things set up, it would have been nice to have a firehouse to go with that lot, just to finish it off and stuff.
I do, mate. Yeah. It's like we're going back to what Des says before, and what Keith G4 says right here. He says, "Attaboy, Keith. See a piece of plastic and say what can I use for." Des said it before when he was talking about the stuff, your imagination that goes into these rooms. And I noticed in the hotel, everyone's got a TV in the corner and that kind of thing. It's just the way you think. Yeah. Do you? So you'll get a piece, right? For example, Keith, you'll get a building. And what's your process to start that building? Is it the rooms? Is it, what goes in there? And how does your process start with that?
Well, I mean, it depends on what you're faced with. I mean, obviously, like in the case of the fire station, everything's there. The floors are all in place. In the case of the hospital, the floors are all in place. It's deciding then what to do with them, where to put the beds, how to put them, and sadly, it's not sadly, but. In the case of the police station, it was my experience of what the inside of a police station looks like. So I knew what it needed as basic stuff, Same as fire stations. I know what fire station. I mean, we always had a fantastic rivalry with the fire brigade. And we always used to say to them that they were just cat rescue. We used to call them pet rescue because they just like get cats out of trees and shit like that, and then sleep for the rest of the day and play snooker and then rescue more cats out of trees. And that's to have rivalry. So hence the putting the canteen in there with a dartboard and stuff like that. But when it comes to the Overlook Hotel, I wanted to do the hotel rather than have it as a Victorian mansion. Well, all the rooms are all separate. All the rooms are all separated anyway. So it was just a case of individually furnishing them. And what I did was printed the carpet, and I actually Googled 1970s hotel carpet styles.
Right.
So it's got genuine 1970s carpet in it, and including that carpet from The Shining, where Danny Torrance is playing with his toys and riding his tricycle. And then I put televisions and beds in every room. And the top floor is the I suppose you could say that's the executive suite, and that's the one with the lights by the side of the bed. And it's got, I don't know if you notice as well, but I will take a better photo of it. On one of the tables in the top floor, there's actually a typewriter on the side, which is the typewriter, obviously, that
Stephen King.
all work and no play makes Homer mad. Or no beer and no TV makes Homer mad. You know, so
Pabs wants to know, do they make Jurassic Park? I don't think they do they, Playmobil?
They do a rip-off of Jurassic Park.
Right.
They do a rip-off. So they do Dinosaur Adventures, Dinosaur World.
So you could
Playmobil
do like a Jurassic Park land and stuff like that if you wanted. And
I do.
have dinosaurs and stuff.
It's not official. It's not official. It's not official, but they do. Yeah, they do all the dinosaurs and the
Playmobil made so much stuff. A company making toys for that long has to make everything. Yeah, there you go. So Des
over there, look.
Yeah, well done, mate. Thank you. Yeah, brilliant. Yeah.
Oh right, yeah. So you could have a full Jurassic Park setup, couldn't you? Really, you got cars and jeeps and yeah.
Oh, G-Force has got a good one as well. He says he uses bubble wrapping water for toy pools. That's a good idea too. Yeah, but it looks amazing.
Yeah, isn't it strange, really, when you look at that, Des, and how Playmobil are able to pick up these licenses, how they didn't do a Jurassic Park one when you look at that. That would have been a great setup for them. That would have been a big seller.
So, yeah, how much work goes into each of these buildings, the detail of it? So how long do you roughly take on it until you're satisfied with it? Until you say, right, done?
It depends. Again, it totally depends.
Yeah.
As I just said, you know, you're separating the room. Once you decide what you want to do with something, then you just decide what you're going to put in where. So with the hotel rooms, it was having five hotel rooms, and then you know, putting your carpet in there. I mean, it don't look nothing like the hotel from The Shining, but you get the idea. You get the general idea when you look inside it and you see those little Easter eggs like the carpet and stuff like that.
That's my favorite thing. I don't know about you, Si and Des, but that's my favorite thing about his stuff is all the Easter eggs. I love the Easter eggs.
Yes.
Like, brilliant, absolutely brilliant. Yeah. So he got it off 65 off eBay. So yeah, you can get him. Let's have a look. Pet Rescue. Didn't he play for Birmingham City? Every fire station I've been has a pretty nice bar inside. Yeah, I bet it has. Hi, Luke. Apologies for my tardiness, lads. Been playing pickleball. How are you? Yeah, we're great. Thanks, pal. A fire station in a bar. I'll see you there, Pickleball doesn't bode well with a gym teacher stick. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm just leaning into it now, G-Force. What does he mean by leaning into it? Absolutely brilliant. You know, one of my favorite things about Playmobil, boys, is when they do this. I love the fact that Playmobil, even after all these years, comes in its own plastic. You know what I mean? So what they do is obviously when you buy them, this is like the construction. I was getting this for outside the firehouse. I was basically like Keith's done, you know, when you're doing the construction and so forth. But it still comes with these plastic boxes right here, size. So
like a carry case.
Yeah. Like
so what was it, Matt, then that made you eventually go, whoa? Was it like, hang on a minute, I buy all these other franchises, I'm not going down the Playmobil route as well? Because for me, I was only ever interested in the nostalgia ones, and then all of a sudden the Asterix ones popped up, which I really was interested in.
Yeah,
I don't think I'd be much more moved into Playmobil outside of that.
That's what I did, pal, because obviously the thing about it, Keith, he's invested his time and he's got a massive shed to do it. And that shed is for Playmobil. I haven't got anywhere for that because I'm a person that collects obviously Black Series, Masters of the Universe, you know, Batman and this and that.
Yeah.
And but what I really want to do is finish off these. So good old Scuba and Des both got me a set of the Asterix that we were talking about before. And I think these are fantastic. And I'd love to get the village of these and make something, you know, for him and so forth. And that's the other set right there, which I thought to me was absolutely brilliant. But it just goes to show, doesn't it, that Americans didn't know anything about Asterix. I think Thousandth Ghost was the only person that knew about it.
Well, the thing is, I've got quite a few of the Asterix sets. It's just getting your hands on the rest of them. It's just one of them. It seems to be one of them sets that you can get, but you're looking and you are searching for them. Do you know what I mean?
There it is. So in other words, I've put Des there a sec. You can see it all there. And I would just love all that, you know. And then they do that big banquet place, don't they, where everybody can sit down and so forth. And it's just brilliant. And I'd buy all the Romans, which they already do anyway. So you'd have twice as many Romans. But the pop culture is what I've done. And I've so far, I've got every pop culture vehicle that's come out for Playmobil. The two I haven't opened yet, we talked about it before, which was the Magnum PI Ferrari, right?
Yeah.
Which is a really, really cool set. Really, really nice. And the other one I still haven't opened for the past 2 years. I haven't opened it. Is the Knight Rider one?
Yeah, that's one I'd like to pick up.
Yeah,
I'm not so fussed about the Magnum one. To me, I wasn't really a big fan of Magnum as a kid and stuff. Even though the car's nostalgic, the helicopter's nostalgic, it's not enough. But that Knight Rider one, I would like to try and get my hands on. I would.
It's just perfect. I just absolutely loved it. G4 says, DTM, some of my mates were volunteer firemen and played on the softball team against each other. After the game, they'd all head to the firehouse and get knackered. Yeah, we didn't have it. Yeah. Have you done Playboy side the magazine? Used to be wrapped in plastic. Those are the days. Does anybody, Keith, do you want to show some stuff? You just had some stuff like this. I'll make you big ear, buddy.
I just wanted to show some of the. These are not customs. Well, some of them are kind of semi-customs. But saying about some of the different vehicles that Playmobil make, you've got the Volkswagen Beetle,
super cool,
absolutely superb. The detail is incredible.
Mint.
And then they do stuff like this, which is pretty cool as well. A bright yellow Porsche 911.
Yeah, mint.
And again, they are so, you know, that's the difference between Playmobil and Lego. Because if Lego did a Porsche, it wouldn't look anything like a Porsche. It'd be all square and blocky.
Now, I won't say about the prices too, because these franchise ones that they do, Keith, they are more expensive. The 70, 80, 90, you know what I mean? They're not cheap. The franchise ones.
They are.
The most dear one I bought, Mark, was that James Bond one. That was the dearest. I think that was 55 quid when that came out.
$90 over here, 89.
Yeah, I can believe it. Yeah, that was the dearest one I ever bought.
I'll tell you what, I would love to see them, Playmobil, bring out a Lotus Esprit from the Spy Who Loved Me. The submarine one.
That'd be brilliant, wouldn't it?
Oh my God, come on, guys. Playmobil need to do that. They need to do it. Because the Back to the Future car the Back to the Future car had the wheels that tucked under itself.
So they could do it, couldn't they? Yeah.
They could easily do that same mechanism with the Spy Who Loved Me Lotus Esprit. So it looks like then it turns into the submarine and you can put your fins
and it's easy. I can imagine them doing it. Oh my life! Do you know what I mean? That'd be. And the
other thing everybody has, don't they, Mark? They have a favourite Bond car, and I suppose that would be my favourite ever Bond car.
I always wanted them to do the Back to the Future 3 train. The train would have been awesome if they did the train. That's the one thing that's missing from that whole Back to the Future line for me is the actual the train, which is perfect.
Which is strange because really a company like Playmobil, you'd have thought they'd be the company to do that. That they'd be the one that would make that train. And
I'm sure I'll see
that is strange.
Version of it.
Yeah, there are custom versions of it. I might just send one to Keith and he can make one.
I've got one of those trains. Again, I bought it out of a charity shop.
Wow!
And it's an 18 scale train set.
Yeah.
Because I was gonna try and fit it onto the Playmobil Shadwell, but I just can't put a train set on there. There's no way I can put a railway on there, which is a shame. But that means that I've got this steam engine, this old-fashioned steam engine, and it is big, it's huge. So I'm thinking about seriously customizing that into the one from Back to the Future 3. It means that I'll need another DeLorean because, of course, you had the accessories to convert the DeLorean into the one from the third episode or the third film. So you had different wheels and stuff like that. So I'm seriously thinking about doing that for the Back to the Future display. So,
Back to the Future, like I said. So Andrew, she got bang into the Back to the Future ones, did she? Des? Yes.
Yes. I think it's certainly one of her favourite sort of franchises.
Wow.
You know, and then that sort of comes along, and it's sort of it's a little corner over there. Oh, it's all mint sealed.
I love the way he goes, her little corner over there. I'm allowed her. She can put that stuff. She never went home. See, now there's the funny thing, because Si's going to do a stream coming up soon about opening stuff and so forth. And it's funny that because with all my Black Series, I keep it close, but the Back to the Future, I couldn't wait to get it open. I was like ripping the box and all sorts.
Oh, I haven't opened any of it.
She's got that set there as well. But
yeah, I love that.
I've got that. Yeah, I've got the yellow one. Got the yellow one, Des. Yeah.
But,
brilliant.
It's in a box.
Well, what's her idea for doing it then, Des? Are you going to set it up like what Keith does, or just keep it in boxes?
I don't know. Hang on.
He's going to box all that Star Wars stuff up behind him, and he's going to make a full Playmobil land, aren't you, Dad?
Des, look into my eyes, Des. You need a shed in the garden. You need a shed in the garden.
We have got the perfect shed for it, to be fair.
There you go.
They are. Yeah. You'll have to move all your tools, Des. Oh, bloody hell.
No, not my shed. Not my shed.
Detail. Yeah. Or is it not? Oh.
Makes you laugh how things have changed, doesn't it? Years ago, men would have sheds, wouldn't they? And they'd all have tools and gardening stuff in it. Now we just all have figures and setups.
Oh, brilliant. I didn't catch on to that, Des. That was absolutely brilliant. Matt's collecting everyone. Si, what Playmobil have you bought then, Si?
Like I said, I bought all the franchises ones, every single one of them. Starship Enterprise, picked that up because that was dirt cheap by the time I picked that up, and I thought it was too good of a deal to miss. But again, it would only be things like that. I don't think like what you did, where you thought you had want to start the Playmobil thing off. With Keith, it's a different thing. He's got such a vast amount and so many ideas what to do with that. Plus, he's not really a Lego collector. But on that side, you can really indulge in that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But for me, it was just the purpose of the franchises they were doing at the time. It was great with it being Playmobil because of the nostalgia of that, Mark, from being kids. But outside of that, I don't think I'd pick up Playmobil for the sake of I buy too many others.
Where'd you stick it? Exactly right, pal. Yeah.
See, this is like the price of stuff you can get, Shabby. So it's just the cut, and this is what I think I don't want to say we will do, but just go down the sort of the Zooey sort of thing. But this was from TK Maxx, £9 for that set.
Wow.
£8 for that set.
That's what I mean.
So it's a good sort of price, and you get all that with it.
Yeah.
That's what we were talking about from the beginning. It's all the intricacies. I just love all that sort of stuff. I really, really do. Only Playmobil I bought was for Shabby. Yep, you did. Cheers, pal. It's nice that. Yeah, I appreciate that.
If you're going down the Zooey route, I've got loads of animals. Seriously, mate, I've got giraffes, I've got lions, I've got loads of animals left over that I couldn't fit in the zoo. So,
then you'll have to come to us then, Keith.
Oh, there you go. Get your ass up there. Go and see our Des. He's got loads of stuff to steal. I'll give you a list of what I want.
I don't steal things apart from the occasional library book in my younger days.
Kim and Bull doesn't stand any of this. In my day, sheds just had booze and porn mags in them. Now they're filled with Playmobil. Exactly. Well, we all, this is what I mean. We're all getting on and so forth. Keith, what's next? What's your next project in that shed?
Where the construction workers are busy beavering away.
You mean these boys right here?
In between numerous tea breaks and endless cups of coffee. That's going to be a one-way street. So that's going to come out into a one-way street. And what I'm going to do next to the next to the end of that row, I'm going to put another table there at the end of that where the tipper truck is, and that's going to be a park, hopefully a park or a greenery space, a park, and that's going to have like a couple of sort of like fairgroundy type rides on it, and it will have. I've got a clown band. I've got a bunch of clowns playing instruments. I've also got to fit my village people on there somewhere. The village people,
yeah, you got to do that.
Village people are going to go on there doing their dance in the middle of the street.
It's absolutely brilliant, man.
Of course, I've got me Where's Wally. Well, the thing is, Where's Wally will be situated around the place. One day it'll be in the park, and another day it'll be sort of in the high street, and another day it'll be in the sort of the schoolyard where he'll subsequently get arrested and banged up, and then he'll be maybe in the lion enclosure where he'll get subsequently eaten very quickly and end up in the Playmobil hospital.
See, saw it all through, Si. Saw it all through. Do you know what I mean? So, yeah, absolutely brilliant. I said about the Back to the Future train. If you three could pick one thing you'd like Playmobil to make, what would it be?
Airwolf. I'd love a Playmobil Airwolf. That's what I really like.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it'd be the train. Because it's one thing. It's a big standout piece.
Missing,
I wouldn't want them to do Star Wars because I've got that. That's that. That's done. We're not done. It's still a long way to go.
Would you buy it if they did?
I don't think I would. It's not.
Yeah.
It's not. I don't want to swear, but the Funko Pops that I've got are Stranger Things. I've got a couple of Star Wars things that have been given me, but I don't get Star Wars ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I do know what you mean. Yeah. And it's not because they're not nice. It's starting that franchise all over again. I know what you mean, pal. I know what you mean.
What about you? For me, I think the Back to the Future.
Yeah.
I think if it was from TV and film, I'd probably say the Airwolf.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah,
but if it was from their general line that they do, I would love to see a London Route Master bus. I would love to see a London Route Master bus.
A Route Master, is that a double decker?
Yeah, the old fashioned.
Oh, the old fashioned ones. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, Kieran's got to go on. He says he'd have the original Battlestar Galactica. That would be cool as well, because the Star Trek. I mean, you can see what's next to Keith. I'd have bought that if it wasn't 500 quid. Do you know what I mean? I think it's beautiful, that thing. Really.
I'll tell you what would be good. Either the Sweeney.
Yeah.
Oh, Sweeney. Or I'll tell you what would be good. Minder. What car did Minder have? Was it a big Jack?
Full Capri. Full Capri.
Something like that.
It's a full Capri.
They're saying he wouldn't buy something that's Star Wars. I feel like I need to return the sticker. Oh, brilliant. Hiya, Dave. Evening, very late, but have I missed Keith's mountain cable car and talent jump? No, that was the first. That was part one. You've missed quite a few in part two. It's been brilliant. It's been absolutely brilliant. Keith needs another shed to expand his Playmobil dioramas. And hashtag another shed.
Before I get on to the last couple of vehicles that I wanted to show you from the collection, this is a custom, but it's just a repaint. It's a respray. I like to have a Royal Mail van. Right.
Is there a black and white cat?
This is a Playmobil. There will be a black and white cat in there somewhere, and that's just because I've got postman. This is a school bus that I've got. And I just put the decals on the side that say Derry High School, because that's the high school in the film It with Pennywise. So that's another little Easter egg. And of course, the number plate is Casper, and Casper is my grandson. So it's
brilliant.
And then you've got this. This is a Playmobil as well. This is another Porsche of some description. But what they're doing now is they're sticking like lights in them and stuff like that. So it's got the lights in it.
So they can stick it in that, but not in other things. I'll just say that.
That's cheap, aren't they? Just cheap.
And And when you press the button twice, when you press the button a second time, it lights up the dashboard. See?
Playmobil, man.
Proper toy.
Awesome. Absolutely brilliant.
You know, incredible, fantastic what they're doing. You know, really is. So these are just going to be cars that are going to be on my.
Q says Keith needs another shed to expand his Playmobil dioramas, and then the boss says no, he does not.
Capitals.
Luke turns around and says streak Hawk bag with Jesse Mark. Small set, easy and cheap to do. Yeah, I agree with that one. Mad Max Interceptor. Yeah, I agree with that one.
Yes, that'd be great. Yeah.
Keith, isn't it obvious? Move the Playmobil back into the house and put Cat and her things in the shed.
He's obviously not met Cat, has he? He's obviously not met her, has he? He said that, not us.
Golditron says, been listening in, great chat. Well, it's nice to see you, Golditron. I'd love to see a Playmobil Doctor Who series.
Yes.
Oh, I never thought
for that, wouldn't he? Yeah, TARDIS and stuff. Yeah.
Goji, Carl. Dave DTM touched on this on the Playmobil build part 1. He said, would we like to see some Doctor Who Playmobil?
He did.
I said, yeah. Now, I did say that I've got a Playmobil sized TARDIS, and there it is. Here it is. That's a Playmobil sized TARDIS. Now, what I am going to do is I'm going to have that somewhere on the build, on the finished Playmobil city. Because again, it will be an Easter egg. It won't be a police box. People will be able to look at it and go, that's the TARDIS. And what I am going to do now, I was thinking about it, but I am now going to do it. I'm going to make a custom Playmobil Tom Baker figure.
Yeah, dude.
And I'm also on the lookout. I'm also on the lookout for a couple of 3-inch tall Daleks. So if anybody knows where I can pick up some free.
I bet Brooks has got some in Blackpool, hasn't he? Some of them 3-inch Daleks.
Probably, yeah. Have a look on Brooks's site. Yeah, have a look.
So I'm going to have that smuggled away somewhere on the scene. Daleks looking for the Doctor.
I truthfully think, Keith, the way you collect and the things you talk about and your history that you have with you, if I took you to Mark's, to Brooks Collectibles, his museum at the top, I'd never get you out of there. I think because his Action Man collection alone is like nothing I've ever seen in my life. He's got a full-size screen-used Dalek as you walk in. I don't think I'd ever get you out of there, pal. I think you would just absolutely love it in there. You can see it online. If you just type in Brooks Collectibles, you can see his museum that he's got in Blackpool, and it's honestly, it's astonishing. Really,
I've got more breaking news for this. So obviously, we all saw that Kieran said, "Move the Playmobil back in the house and put Cat's thing in her house." And the response is, "Yes, Kieran, come around and help." Jonathan says, "Two Sheds Keith has a nice ring to it." Two Sheds Keith. G4 says Playmobil's Gilligan Island. Yeah. John O divorced Keith. I'm not messing about your missus. Not very. Look at that. Very sorry. Please be sorry. Oh yeah. You need to make a K9 too, says our David. Yeah. Yeah. Brilliant. Yes,
well, that's Keith, it. There's so much stuff you can add into that town, isn't there? Your imagination can just run crazy, can't it, Keith? You can add anything in there, from volcanoes to devastating scenes or anything, couldn't you?
Yeah.
You can do anything.
Well, the thing is, I've got Scooby-Doo, I've got Ghostbusters.
Yeah.
And even though these are all going to be on shelves sort of around the outside of Shadwell, they will make ideal little sort of like scenes within scenes.
So, horror scenes and stuff.
Like the haunted fire station or the haunted hospital, or the CID go and investigate some sort of dodgy dealings at Stu's.
This will do. Zoe's place. They've got to watch the dodgy dealings at Zoe's. You know what I mean?
Oh, no one's going to touch the Thistle Do. The Thistle Do is the heart of the city. That's the heart of Shadwell.
You can't be seeing how close it is to that police station. Nobody's going to mess about in that Thistle Do, is it? It's too close to the copper station
and the cop shop. And the CID ain't got far to stagger. Sorry, that was the idea.
That's it. It's like the pump and junction in Blackpool. That's the coppers hangout. Nobody's
Yeah,
going
it
to
is,
cause
yeah.
trouble in there.
Is that still going? The Pump and Junction site?
Yeah,
Yeah. Wow, wow. Unbelievable. Does anybody else have anything else to show before we close up?
I just wanted to ask Keith.
Yeah.
Yes,
Now, the box that I found in at work, they had them in them.
Oh wow.
Now, it's obviously not Playmobil.
No.
Now,
But it
I'm sure me and my brother used to call these busybodies. Now, what their actual name is? I mean, the scale.
Yeah, I think. Yeah,
that's what they had. A lot of scale.
I think.
So they're just a
I've
little
seen
bit bigger.
them, Des.
I'm wondering if they might be what was called Play People.
Yeah.
Rather than Playmobil, which were done
so
by.
There's no marking on them.
Yeah.
Look, there's another Stu. Look.
Yeah.
Play People.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What they are, but they look similar, but
they do. Yeah.
Different.
But they're longer. Got longer legs. Yeah, they've got longer legs. I think they were a Playmobil ripoff. They could well be what was called Play People.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. But yeah.
I've got this as well. This is a Porsche. This is this is my police traffic interceptor, and it's been rebadged. Obviously, I've had to rebadge it naturally, and decorate the front of it.
Got some posh police cars at Shadwell side. Got some posh in there in that village.
You know that copper station, yeah.
And of course, this is another one that has got the working headlights.
Yeah, all that lit up at night, set up in your streets of Shadwell. All the little lights on, your car's going, everything flashing. It's going to look crazy, mint, that thing.
Yeah. And they also do a different type of Porsche. I'm not a petrol head, so the make and models, I don't know, but that's another Porsche. And this is the fire senior officer's fire chief car, which again has been rebadged to London Fire Brigade.
Looks like that Porsche Cayenne, doesn't it? The SUV one.
Everyone's loaded in Shadwell.
Yeah, look, got the lights.
Where our taxis are going.
Brilliant, Keith.
Absolutely brilliant. Charles won't let it go, but where's the mountain?
the little paramedic motorcycle. The little paramedic motorcycle.
I've got the police bike version of that. That's super cool.
Yeah.
That is super cool. Yeah, brilliant.
Now, did you like up that yourself, or does that come like that?
No, that is actually lit up by a Playmobil. That is the new version. The new version of the. So I bought 3 of these. I left one as a paramedic, but I marked it up in London Ambulance Service colours.
That's brilliant.
Marked it up.
How's that gunship going?
Gunship.
Yeah,
how's that gunship back in?
Yeah, they should have given it to Keith. Did they ever make a Robin Hood Sherwood Forest Playmobil?
No.
Should do, shouldn't they?
Andrew's just messaged. Well, Starsky and Hutch. Do a Starsky and Hutch.
Oh, damn it, man!
Yeah.
I would love that.
Yeah.
I would love that, Des.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah.
Starsky and Hutch. Yes.
Looks like that figure, Des, has a Play Big figure.
I mean, DTM saw that car in Liverpool. We went to Liverpool Comic Con this summer, and they had a few cars there, and the Starsky and Hutch car was one of them. Beast, that car.
All these lights must cost you a fortune in batteries, Keith. Actually, they're not that bad, are they? Or are they? I don't know. Shabby Si, another great live stream. Keith and Des are always welcome, always awesome guests. Keith, your Playmobil collection is amazing, my friend. Thank you for sharing. Yeah, I just want to say, I said it on part 1, I'll say it on part 2. Just a big thank you to Keith to share his collection with us. And, it's not for everyone who's watched part 1. And if you haven't, watch it, because we go through a lot more different stuff on that one than we do on this one. But to see the progression, and thanks to Devon, thanks to Si for coming on, I find it fascinating, Keith. I love looking at your work and your talent. Yes,
Thanks, mate. Thank you.
Seeing the Playmobil was obviously, like we've been talking about, fantastic. But behind him, looking at the Action Man and the stories behind that, we were talking about that when we went around, and then when we came back, as we were leaving. There was we didn't even talk about his are they Matchbox Keith or Corgi or
They're all different makes, mate. All different 43 scale.
All this die-cast stuff. It's just, mate. You know, we haven't even talked about that.
Cheers, Gilster. Gilster said something really cool before. Listen to what Gilster said. Listening and changing an alternator. How cool is Gilster? That's awesome. That is brilliant, Gilster. Brilliant. They wouldn't dare do a Dukes of Hazzard. Why wouldn't they not? I think it'd be awesome. Oh, I see. I know what you mean.
Well, they would do here, wouldn't they? What's that got to do with us? Nothing really, is it?
I've got to just say, Des, again. Can I just apologise as well for the going up the stairs and meeting the talking Pennywise unpleasantness.
It's like, can we just borrow your toilet, please, Keith? Of course you can. And we went upstairs, and as you go up the stairs, all of a sudden this bloody Pennywise, bloody crap myself.
Brilliant. I bet you did. Brilliant.
And Andrew did as well. So,
I would love to do that. If VTR or anybody else or Keith or anyone would like to do, or APD would like to do an Action Man one, I would love to do an Action Man one because it's a thing that I like I said, my memories of Action Man are fading. I know that'd be pure nostalgia for me. Oh, no way. So if everyone ever wanted to do that,
I agree.
That'd be awesome. The Family Truckster is a good shout. Yeah. So our Luke was saying stuff about, look, definitely needs the Griswolds in Green and Walnut Station.
That would be
cool. Yeah.
Did you know, Si, Jen's mum and dad had that car in them colours when they were kids, but it wasn't the green, it was the wood, but it was in blue, not green. That exact
same sort of vehicle, yeah. Let me ask you, do you think Playmobil are going to do any more of these, or do you think that's it? Or do you think they are going to carry on doing nostalgic vehicles and stuff?
I think they will do. I think they will do. I mean, there's been nothing pending for a while because I'm on their collectors club sort of email address line, so I sort of kind of get their heads up on what's new and what's not. There's nothing in the pipeline at the moment, but you kind of think that there's going to be something around the corner. They'll bring something out, you know. Yeah.
Can you imagine a Playmobil Christine?
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Well, it's like what Des just said. Every one of us, even if you didn't buy Playmobil, you bought the pop culture.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's the only thing that pulled me into it. You're dead right, Des. The only thing that pulled me in was seeing, like what Mark says, the Back to the Future car, the Ghostbusters XL1, then the 18 van, and you were like, oh, these aren't aimed at kids today. You don't know what the 18 van is.
Bond,
yeah,
do you know what I mean? So
I'd like to continue it. I would.
Even people that don't collect Playmobil would buy some of the sets just because of the vehicles. They shove the figures. They shove the figures in a corner and never use them again. But the vehicles they would have on display because the vehicles in themselves look absolutely excellent. You know,
it's like look at what my missus has done. She's got the Back to the Future things, but then she's thinking now of, well, actually, we might get this and we might get that, and will. You know, and
it's about that Back to the Future thing though, because what they did was, it's like I said in one of the calendars, they put all the backgrounds of them all in. So you get the train station, you get the dining, the drive-through, you get, and it's brilliant for that. I loved it, and then it makes the big clock tower, which is superb. So and
at a price that I think that everybody here agrees with. Everyone that's bought Playmobil, you've been so happy with the price and what you've got. You know, there's not many things this day and age in the collecting world that you do think is proper value for money. Not many. Listen, I'm not calling anyone on one myself that does it. But when you pick up things like these Playmobil sets and you've only paid a few quid really for what you get and the lights and the sounds and the accessories, it makes you happy, doesn't it, at the end of the day?
Yeah. It really
You're not constantly ripped off.
No.
And I stuff as well.
Yeah, it is. Maybe for part 3, Keith and Si, we should get Mrs. T on. Maybe we'll get her on it. Do you know what I mean?
She comes on. That's great.
Does it end off, Des? Does it end off?
I can't hear anything. She probably fell asleep.
Flight of the Navigator spaceship from Playmobil. I'll get my coat. Why?
That'd be cool, though, wouldn't it?
Airwolf is just the Captain Pilots, which will be amazing. Not a big world building.
I just heard a no.
Well, Keith's just showing you there, and so's Des with these chrome figures that it actually looks like metal chrome. So they could do a Flight of the Navigator, and I don't think you'd get all that faff about chrome painting and stuff. I think they'd just do it. Do you know what I mean?
There's only one company that doesn't do it, and that's Hasbro. The rest of them still do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hasbro, you see, 3POs are crap. Get ground.
Oh well, with that note, we are done. Thank you, Keith. Thank you so much. And don't forget,
you,
like I
Roy.
say,
Thank you.
we'll be doing part 3 once Keith starts doing it up and running and making more stuff. Then we'll get on to part 3. Des, thank you very much. Si, thank you very much. Anyone got anything to say before we go?
No, watch the other side Friday, 8 o'clock.
Yeah, Keith, anything to say before we go?
No, other than thanks for having me, and thanks everyone for watching. It's been a pleasure as always. It's been great fun.
Yeah, 30 to 40 all night. So I thoroughly appreciate that. I really do. It's been awesome. Brilliant. Yeah. All right, everyone, wave to the camera. We'll see you all next week. See ya.
Au revoir.
Good night all. Good night.